Hello, welcome back to my channel, guys. And here you see me on this black panel, just spraying in some white. And with working on a black panel, it's kind of the same as like you were trying to build up fire onto a black surface. It's a repeat. You have to keep laying the white, then you would lay the red and highlights of a golden yellow, whatever. It's just different. And when you erase, you have to remember you're erasing for the blackest, darkest shadow, not the lightest. So it's kind of backwards in a way. And you can see I have removed my mask completely, and I did not draw the actual water on here from the photo. So it is going to be different as I work my way around to, I'll be just eyeballing the picture and then putting it on the black panel. I should have laid this out with a grid and used a white chroma, excuse me, colored pencil to draw it out, but I did not. I went for the stencil first, and it's completely different working on a black than it is white. So I went for the stencil, and then the stencil, I just kept having trouble with it because it's so thick. I would not recommend getting the vivid stencil. It's good for vinyl, like if you're working on doing like automotive lettering for like a chrome look, and you're putting it on a car or something like that, but it is not good for like fine pictures or things. Frisket is probably the best to use. I just wish it wasn't so tacky. Um, they need a they need a low tack, and even their low tack that you can order is still a little bit too tacky. But you got to work with what you can get, right? So here I'm just putting in those really bright highlights, and then I'll be coming back with an eraser and erasing out where the darkest of dark is, and then I'll be spraying red. It will be a candied blood red first, it's Cretex, and then from there I'll add a little bit of white, and then we'll add the Cretex illustration, just regular red. But it's a process of working it up, adding your white, doing the red, adding your white, doing the red. It's back and forth, just like you would be working, building up fire. And I can't wait to start doing the water, but it will look a little different than the photo. But here when I'm erasing to get the blackest of black. So I'm erasing a little bit of that overspray around there since I didn't have a stencil on it. I will be erasing that out, or I'll come in and just slightly wipe it off with a rag, something fine on there. I apologize for those glare on it. It's from the light that I got behind it, and for some reason it's just shooting off glare there. But I'm coming in and erasing some places where I really want it to be dark, like the water droplet will be completely black on the middle part of it until you see those highlights. I do have a little tiny circle shield that I'll be using a lot on this one. Hopefully I can get this done within, most of it done within the next video that you see. I may work on it a little bit to get it mostly done, and then just really do a close-up of the water so that you can see what I'm doing. I'm showing you how there, in the picture, there's different gradients of the water hitting it. And there's even a tint of a bluish shade, depending on your printer and how it printed out. Mine did not print out well, but the actual picture that I have, I like to look on my iPad that I have it on, and that way it will pull it up to to have the real vivid colors, but I don't have it right with me, so it may be a little bit different. But it's best if you're going to use a photo. Printers don't always print the correct color. If you have an iPad, why not pull it up on your iPad and put it up there, lock your screen, so that you can really get a good photo of what it looks like. And you can even lay like a piece of paper with a punched out hole in it, or a punched out hole in it to go over the area where the color's at, and then you can mix your color depending on that and get the correct color. Um, Here, if depending on how you build up the white here, you will have to, with your eraser, maybe dampen it, the end of it, just a tad, to get it to erase out. Sometimes I get a little carried away. It gets a little thick before I erase, and you should always do a little bit, erase, a little bit, erase, and I don't know, I tend to want to get it all done real quick, and then um, I make my mistakes. So don't do that. Here is my little tiny stencil that I just adore. I don't even know where I got this at. Maybe Drew Blair. Uh, but it's just a tiny little stencil with little tiny holes, and it's the best thing for making little tiny bubbles. So that's where I'm beginning to do on that side. And that is a leaf that I have left out that I had forgotten, so I'll have to come back in and airbrush some green on that uh, later on. I just didn't want to do it right now. I wanted to focus on getting a few little bubbles in here so I can know where they're at when I go to start doing the water. Because we're pretty close to that. I just got to build up the bottom of that strawberry a little bit with some red and some darkened colors. And then we'll add in around. So far, really beginning to like it. I mean, it's going to take a while to come to life. And if you look at the strawberry on the one end there, you can tell it looks like it's cut out from the stencil. So I will show you in the next one how to kind of taper that down just a bit so it doesn't look so cut out. It's just basically just adding another little outline on it, but not as striking. And then it kind of fades it down a little bit. But I'll let you finish watching this as sorry about that. I didn't realize it cut off the bottom, but here I'm going in, and I did just dampen the end of that eraser just a hair because I wanted to get these really black highlights in there. Of course, I'm going to be going in with some red, but I wanted some areas to just look darkened, and it just adds texture. Now, if you didn't want to do as dark as I did, you could just use your regular eraser and not dampen the end of it. Now, this does cut out a real sharp um, edge, so you got to know that when you're doing it. And you can actually like drag it like it's a wet, see, like it's a dry eraser, and it adds some little, I don't know, sketchy texture in there. And it just helps it a little bit more when you're going to be putting in the water in the bottom to make it look alive, I guess. More vivid. I don't know the word I'm searching for. But I'm just going to let you watch and just enjoy. Thanks. Subscribe, share, and come back. Tell somebody. Then they can tell somebody. Then they can tell somebody. Have a great day, guys.